Recording volume at 0.71. This is just a test. Do not believe anything that I breathe.
What I say, getting that shit on my face. But you should probably stop recording.
Mike, why do you have Down syndrome?
Alright, here. Welcome back to the podcast.
The good, the bad, and the bloody. I'm Derek Brown.
I'm Cody Bowden.
Oh, you almost forgot there, didn't you?
Yeah. I had anomia.
Oh, no.
Just like that one...
that board game.
That one
Anomia.
card. Well, is it a board game? It's a card game.
It's a card game, yeah.
You know, that makes me think, what's the difference between a card game and a board game? Because some games have, like, dice, but they're mostly cards.
Mm-hmm.
Is Yahtzee a board game? Or is it a dice game?
It's a notepad game.
Well, I guess it's a dice game, right?
Yeah.
Man, that's stupid. It's just a game.
Everything's a game.
Everything's
Life's a game, and then you throw the wrong dice.
Speaking of games, this week we reviewed a movie based off of, I would say, a popular video game.
Which itself is based on a popular meme.
I'd say creepypasta. Yeah, Elephant in the Room, by the way. But first, let's say, we're watching...
Always Watching.
We watched Always Watching, which is a movie based on the Slender Man phenomenon that pretty much swept the internet, pop culture. I don't know.
It hurts.
Yeah, it hurts. It's all over the place. But I say video game first instead of anything that it originated from, because, I mean, let's face it, that's pretty much what this movie's theme is about. There's like electrical interference in this movie. The idea that someone's filming him. He like jumps around and teleports, just like the Slender game, that indie game that was made, I believe in, a long time ago.
I don't know, many years ago. While I was still in high school, so. Yeah.
But the origin...
Wait, no, I think it was like 2011, 2012.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Well, I mean,
just as I was on my way out of high school.
I say 2009 is when it caught like fire, though.
Yeah, the Slender Man mythos.
Yeah.
Which, if you're on the internet, you know about Slender Man.
Mm. And if you're really on the internet, you know how much the video game probably pisses you off.
Yeah.
Because you're like, that's not Slender Man, fucking doesn't even wear a suit.
I'm going back to Five Nights at Freddy's.
Oh, God.
Fuck off, plebs.
Dude, you know what, though? If they made a Five Nights at Freddy's movie, that might be pretty interesting.
I'm now convinced that it could be good. Like, I was hinging my opinion on that based on how well this movie was going to turn out.
Well, just for the fact that, like, I want to see some, like, creepy-ass animatronics come at me, like, fucking... That's never been in a movie before, has it?
Not that I can think of.
Yeah. Okay, bring it on, guys.
Bring it on,
that's all bitches. I gotta say.
But then I know all them fanboys are going to be like, oh, this isn't the fucking thing. You're ignoring the lore that hasn't been confirmed.
Haven't you ever played the minigame in the third game? Yeah.
That's why I would make it and then just base it on the first game.
Exactly.
Because they've added way too many animatronics. I've never played any of them, but I feel like they've added way too much to it. Mm. They have 3 or 4 games.
They do.
And it's only a year old.
They have 4 games.
Not even Pokemon spreads that quick.
You know, this is funny.
And Pokemon at this point spreads like fucking margarine.
Is it a year old or over a year old? Like barely?
Yeah, almost a year old.
Almost a year old?
Like around a year.
Well, it's so easy to make those games.
Yeah, all made by one guy. Mad respect to the guy, but...
Yeah, I mean, you gotta give him credit, because he did have some good elements in the first game.
Yeah, I've watched gameplay. I've watched people piss themselves.
Yeah, I like the idea of what it is. A bunch of animatronics walking. I mean, but then you throw the story thing out, and it's like... Or they're like talking about servos locking up, and they have to move around at night, or else they kill you. I don't know, some bullshit.
Some bullshit with doors that lose power as you... it's a video game.
But yeah, you're right.
It's a video game.
They've had 4 of those games come out. It hasn't even been a year. Funny enough, the fourth video game actually came out during YouTube's VidCon. So a lot of people that, they get a lot of benefit from those games, like YouTubers, people that play the game and review it or talk about it.
The Let's Play guys.
Yeah, the Let's Players like Markiplier, PewDiePie,
And an actual good Let's Players.
Yeah. Oh, snap. Oh, that's a joke in itself because there aren't any. But no, just kidding. Some of those people are pretty funny actually. But yeah, they didn't even notice the game was out. So all of a sudden one day, people aren't even hearing news about it. They're just straight up videos popping up in their subscriptions. Just saying, "Hey, Part 1, Five Nights at Freddy's 4."
No,
and that I don't think that was a good move because, like you said, you didn't even know how many there were. Not that it matters. I mean, like, eventually, if you have enough chickens, you're not going to be able to count them all.
Oh shit.
But still,
I know there was a bunch of like knockoff versions of Slender Man.
Oh yeah.
Like the Slender game was okay.
Yeah.
I think out of the 8 pages, I got 5.
Yeah.
And like you were saying, Scott played through the whole thing, never got jumped once.
Yeah.
Which I find astounding.
I know.
He just has the luck of the Irish.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're going to talk anything about Slender, I do want to keep it to the video game. Because the creepypasta that kind of it's from, there's just so much there. And I'm sure you know what Slenderman is, listeners.
Yeah, just a blank-faced man in a snappy suit.
Pretty much.
And he just shows up in the back of photos, which people may or may not have fabricated. Because it's the internet, we'll never know.
Yeah. Can I say, though, I do like the version of him where he has, like, really long arms.
Yeah.
What's the deal with the one with the tentacles? Like, I don't recall in any stories him having tentacles.
I don't know. I think they just added that.
Just to make it creepier? Because it makes it, like, fucking Japanese.
I've seen enough hentai to know
where this is going. Yeah. Is he like, gonna slender fuck me? I don't know.
I hope not.
I don't know. But the point is... the video game, yeah. There's been a lot of knockoffs, spin-offs. Didn't they they tried to make a second Slenderman game, did they?
Like an expansion on it.
Mm-hmm.
Where you go through more locations.
Oh, they did actually. Now that
I never played it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now, and yeah, I remember it. It was like, I can't remember if it was for like, Xbox like Live Arcade or how far it actually went, but I remember it was really high quality. It was really nice. You ran around a house.
Ran around a house?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
It was the same idea as the first game, but...
not in the woods.
No, yeah. And it was just looked a lot better. It was high def, all that stuff. You know what? That would be a scary game to play.
Just playing around in the house.
Yeah. Video games can be really scary, man. Because you're the one doing everything,
If you do it right. Like Silent Hill 2, I've always heard, is like the epitome of survival horror.
There's so much story in that, though, that you end up just kind of going with it. Nothing is really like... oh my god, jumping out of you, shitting your pants. But I'd
rather have that kind of thing where it's just atmosphere hanging over you, where it's just like,
yeah,
you know what, fuck you.
Maybe you just explore. That's all you do. Like Myst. Do you remember that game? Do you ever play Myst?
No.
Myst was a perfect
I actually owned it, but I never played it because we got it through garage sales.
Yeah.
And then I always tried to sell it again.
They just threw you in that world. It was like an island, and you just walked around and shit happened. And like, it could go where... maybe you find a key and you open a door and you beat the game. I don't know. But it could also go, like, totally different direction. You could open up a chest and a fucking ghost comes out and kills you. Like, seriously, it was one of those games.
Man, that's crazy.
I don't know. But...
knowing my luck, I'd just, like, walk off into the water. My character can't swim for some reason. I'd be like, oh, man.
It wasn't like that. It was like a first-person point-and-click adventure.
Oh.
Anyone that knows true nostalgic fear knows Myst. That's one of those games where they're just like, oh, I remember being 6 and shitting myself.
The only Mist I know is the Stephen King film, The Mist.
Oh, God.
And boy, that's a sad movie.
It is a sad movie. Because we won't talk about that. But,
no. I don't want to cry on the podcast.
But yes, we mentioned this last episode that we might be watching this movie, or I can't remember what the other movie was that we might watch. Devil's Rejects. Yeah. That's the one we were trying to watch. But
I just want to knock out a bunch of 2015 films just to get us caught back up.
And I like that. Yeah, little did I know that they're still pumping out Slenderman stuff, I mean, this movie came out in 2015, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty bold. I mean, they must have just started producing this when
well, at least it came out on DVD. Yeah. I know according to the film, they've probably been filming it for years. Yeah. Had it on YouTube for a bit, and then finally they were like, you know what? Guys, we like your moxie. Why don't we sell your film?
Yeah. This wasn't on YouTube, was it?
It was made by Marble Hornets, who has a page on YouTube.
Oh, interesting.
They had their own version. It didn't look anything like this. I think they remade it
That's good. I know very little about the people that make this. Almost like how much I know about Slenderman.
Yeah,
very little.
Friggin' Nathan Schneider showed me it. He was like, dude, they're making a Slenderman movie. And I said, shut the fuck up.
Let me tell you something, though. I've heard Slenderman so much, and it's kind of annoying now. How many people are spinning it, how many times they're kind of throwing it at you.
There's only one version of it I want to do. Yeah. One thing I want to do with Slenderman. You know the Say Anything boombox scene?
Uh-huh.
Where fucking John Cusack's holding up the boombox and he's playing In Your Eyes?
Yeah, of course, Peter Gabriel.
Have Slenderman playing Every Breath You Take by the Police.
I'll be watching you. That's
exactly. And
yeah.
people have put that song over play videos of Slender, and I'm just like, why not just cut out the middleman?
Like little slideshows?
Yeah. So him just out in the woods, you shine a flashlight on him. Oh, shit.
You know, I'd be lying if I said I didn't make a Photoshop picture of Slenderman. Because I have.
We did. You did.
Who did I send that to? I can't remember.
You sent that to Kyle and them.
Oh, yeah, because my friend Kyle had a bunch of photos of... he was up in Twin Falls, Idaho, and there was a whole bunch of fog up there, and he was taking pictures of empty parking lots and just being like, man, this is so creepy. And I just started photoshopping Slenderman in all those photos, and I just sent it back to him.
You're like, what the fuck is this? And he's just like, that's not the same photo I sent you. And you're like, you sure, fuckboy?
Oh, yeah, and then I made a bunch of skeletons. I put a bunch of spooky skeletons in there. Remember that?
That was super funny.
That was hilarious. They're all breakdancing in the background.
Everybody's freaking out.
Just like when the mist rolls in, the skeletons come out and play.
Blam! It's all gone.
Oh my, yeah. Oh, ooh.
That shit was great.
It's dead skin now. Anyway.
Yeah.
We'll cut that out.
But Slender Man.
Yes, but Slender
made a surprisingly good movie.
Yeah, okay. Before we say anything else, the game, although popular, kind of stupid.
Yeah.
You know, the stories, although can be really creepy, got really stupid. This movie, fan-fucking-tastic. I cannot believe that. You know, this is like... But that just kind of fits with the theme, right? Like, Slenderman wasn't, like, written in a horror book. It was a thing on the internet some kid just wrote, you know, to be creepy. I think he wrote it on the X board on 4chan. I can't remember where it came from. I really don't know. Don't quote me on that. But, yeah, you know, someone just made up this story, and then someone made a game for it, like on just one guy, you know, and then a bunch of like pretty much indie producers made this movie.
Yeah,
and
there's only one person I recognized from it, and it was the dude, our main guy, Milo, in the movie, who's played by this guy who's also a filmmaker in a different movie.
Really?
In The Girl Next Door.
Oh.
With Alicia Cuthbert and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Not The Girl Next Door horror movie, because that's a whole nother fucking
And
day.
not The Bunny Next Door. That movie sucks. Isn't Anna Faris in it?
The Bunny House, or House Bunny.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, I didn't watch it.
I don't know why, but I just think of that. When I think of The Girl Next Door, I just think of that.
No, think of The Hotter Blonde.
Something like that.
Yeah, he was in that movie. He was like the main goofy supporting character in that movie.
Yeah. He
wanted to be like a porn director for some reason.
Why? Why?
I haven't watched it in a while. Maybe he wanted to be a filmmaker, but then he was just like, I'm going to make porn.
I love watching porn so much, I'm going to direct it.
I've never thought that.
Man, how do you fall into that job, dude? How do you get there?
Oh, you'd have to watch the movie and find out.
Oh, God. Does he talk about how he became a porn director?
It just happens throughout the movie.
It just happens?
It just happens.
I guess, I don't know, man. You gotta be in the right place at the right time. Like, you just walk in on someone having sex with a camera or something.
It's because the girl next door turns out to be a porn star.
Oh.
And then her quote-unquote pimp comes looking for her.
Huh.
And then he's just like, we're gonna make business, you and I.
Because he's good at filming, or?
Sure, why not? Dude, I haven't watched it in years, and the last time I watched it, I was blitzed out of my mind.
I mean, you can get anyone to hold the camera.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that. Do you have to go to a certain, like, class to find out what porn angles are the best?
The only time you're gonna notice the camera work in a porno is when it's bad.
Pretty much. Right? I mean, and it has to be bad. It has to be, like, put a GoPro on the kitchen table while I fuck in the living room bad. You know what I mean? Not that I've done that before.
Where's the tapes?
That's some good water, isn't it, Derek? That's some real good water.
I gotta see these tapes, man.
Anyway, Slenderman. No. What tapes? Slenderman tapes? I got one right here, man.
So damn it.
DVD right here. See if it's DVDs. Slenderman tapes.
That's the Wormwood one, you son of a bitch.
I gotta go. Derek, you're on your own this episode.
Oh, damn it.
See you later.
Well, Always Watching was released in 2015 sometime
Okay,
ago.
wait, I'm back.
Oh, damn it.
You can't do this on your own.
I was already starting to sweat.
Wouldn't that be really weird? A podcast with just one guy talking. Oh, wait, they have that. It's called a Let's Play. Anyway.
Oh, shit.
Oh, burn. Suck my dick. Alright, so.
Triple backflip.
Suck my dick, slam dunk.
Yeah.
It ain't gay unless you look a nigga in the eyes. Anyway. I think we should just start talking about this movie.
So.
I mean, I don't know. Like, we already are, but.
Starts off at the New Year's.
Yeah, I mean.
At the beginning of the year.
It looks just like. It looks like the beginning of Cloverfield.
Yeah.
Where they're like kind of at a party, you know.
And TJ Miller's in the back. It's like, hey guys, I survived the Cloverfield thing. Oh, that's fucking weird.
That'd be really funny if that was in there. But no, just kind of walking around filming people, doing whatever. Doing the thing you do, you know.
And Milo's just walking around with his camera. Comes across Sarah.
Yeah, who's going to be like the main female character.
Yeah, cute fucking redhead.
She looks like a mix between Emma Stone and, who else did I say?
I can't remember the second one. Lindsay Lohan.
Yeah, Lindsay Lohan, Emma
That's
Stone.
why I couldn't remember at first, because I'm
not
a fan.
A little bit of Scarlett Johansson, which is really weird.
Yeah, I like Black Widow.
Yeah, most of
Scarlett
her hair, I
Johansson.
think that's what's doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's this other person she kind of looks like, and I'll look it up
yeah.
while we're talking, but...
these two characters, this pretty much just sets up their relationship for later, because...
Which started over a one-night stand.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's New Year's, there's a countdown, and he walks in the bathroom, and she's in there, and they both...
She's doing drugs.
Yeah.
Some Percocet.
Pretty much. But then you find out that they have a different kind of relationship later. He is a cameraman for a news crew, and she is a reporter for the same news crew. So they kind of roll around as friends, but, you know, Milo can't shake the feeling that he wants to be more than friends, and she's like, it was a mistake, I told you. And he's like, you made a mistake for like 2 weeks then? Is that what you know?
Yeah.
Same mistake 2 weeks, huh? What a bitch. So...
Bitches, man. Yeah.
I mean, you're on his side here. But either way, it's just kind of weird.
And then a third character is introduced.
Yeah, some guy that's new. He comes from... I can't remember where he came from, but it came from like way out there.
Yeah.
Like, he wasn't even in a bordering state, you know?
Yeah, he came from across the sea, in a far-off place.
Yeah. And he later becomes the female character's love interest. I just call him Shirtless Guy, because he's shirtless in, like, most scenes. You gotta have a token shirtless guy.
And when he first introduces himself, he's like, I'm the douchebag.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's funny, because Milo is worried about this new guy coming, and he's trying to warn her. He's like, hey, I'm really worried about this person that's coming in. Like, I hear some, like, Ivy League douchebag. And then he's like, Milo, this is him right behind me. And he, like, pulls his hands like, hey, Milo, I'm a Ivy League douchebag.
Yeah.
And it's a really good retort. Hold on.
Really fucking...
I'll open this up, man. It's so hot in here.
Really fucking hits the nail on the head, man.
What?
Really hits the nail on the head, because he is a douchebag the rest of the movie.
Yeah, but... Even if he's a douchebag the whole movie, it's kind of justifiable. Because Milo freaks out about a bunch of
Adrienne Palicki is who she reminded me of, right here.
Wow, she looks exactly like her. So who is her? Adrienne Palicki?
Yeah, she was in the Red Dawn remake.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And G.I. Joe and whatever.
They made a G.I. Joe movie?
They made 2.
Why?
Because fuck you.
Please tell me about that.
They made 2 G.I. Joe movies. I saw neither one. Joseph Gordon-Levitt apparently played Cobra. And apparently it's like the best part of the whole movie.
It's amazing.
Because he overacts like a motherfucker.
Dude, that's great. That's what a lot of actors do when they know that their role's gonna be shit. They just overact and see what they get away with.
They play the first G.I. Joe like it's a straight up... Like it's from the mind of a kid, apparently.
Yeah. With the one with the rock and stuff?
That's the second one.
Which one?
I think.
Well, either way...
I don't know. I didn't see those movies.
The G.I. Joe movies, I kind of liked Cobra, because he was like this skinny little guy.
Yeah.
He didn't really talk. He had like a weird voice though, but it was just dark and deep.
It was great.
I don't know. His plans were good, but if you're interested in who the female actor is in this movie, it's Alexandra Breckenridge. Obviously, not really anyone you're gonna know, but either way, interesting. So
interesting if true.
Yeah. So what happens throughout this movie is it is a found footage movie, so it's like Cloverfield. If a lot of people don't really understand what that means, because I'll say like the Blair Witch, and they go, "Oh, I've never seen that."
Or Paranormal Activity.
And they'll go, "Oh, well, you saw there's a bunch of cameras around the house." No, the main characters are pretty much walking around with the cameras. They do set up cameras a lot, but it's mostly them walking around with it filming. So
I'd compare it most to Grave Encounters.
Yeah.
Because it's them trying to... Or actually, it is a lot like Blair Witch. They're trying to solve a mystery.
Yeah, but it's not it's not the typical found footage, which I really liked. Like, they gave a lot of good reasons to be recording things. It's not just some faggot who really likes recording stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Like in Cloverfield, the guy just loves filming, and he kept filming because there was a crazy natural disaster, you know?
Yeah.
In other cases, it's just like... The Gallows is a good example of why it doesn't make sense. Because the kid just likes filming all the time. Nobody does that. And in some cases, that's illegal. Hold on. Fag.
It's just this long purr on the recording there.
Is it?
Yeah. It's great looking. Yeah. Fuck. Lost my fucking spot.
Well, anyway. So, as a cameraman, of course, that's why he has a reason.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say the beginning portion of why he's recording is explained because he's following Sarah, making sure she's going to her rehabilitation classes. Because she's like, New Year's resolution, I'm going to give up Percocets. I'm going to stop the pills. I'm going to kill the pill addiction.
Exactly.
And he's like, alright, pinky swear.
So that can be construed as stalking, but at the same time, you know, great reason to film things. He's a cameraman, so some of the footage in the movie is they're reporting, like the news report that they're making. A lot of it is him just kind of filming himself, but that's just because he wants to record things, I'm sure, for later purposes. Like there's a part where he records a conversation he has with Sarah, Milo and Sarah, and it's about why they'd never kept dating and why she thought it was a mistake. And, like, I'm sure he recorded that to just have, like, I don't know, maybe evidence for himself later.
See, you did like me.
Yeah,
you can't backtrack now. And she's like, oh, fuck, you're right.
Now, what was the other guy's name? I can't remember. Chris? Was it Chris?
Shit.
See, that's the thing, though. I didn't really pay attention to their names except for Milo, just because I said his name a lot. But I've noticed that with movies. Like, I don't really remember the names of the characters that much unless they're, like, extremely powerful characters.
Yeah. But they all had their moments in the movie.
Yeah.
They each had their moments looking at the camera and going, here's my business with shit going on.
But like, I didn't really get captured in this movie because of the characters. The stuff happening around them was so interesting, you know? And that's not a bad thing, you know? You don't have to always make it about the characters so much as the environment. Brave. But, sorry, did I go there? Did I just shit all over some of your favorite Disney movies?
I never watched it. I don't give a shit.
Well, I don't know. Brave is one of those movies that looks absolutely incredible, but I thought it was just so boring, you know? The story was weak. The character... Vroom, vroom.
Vroom, vroom, motherfucker.
The characters were just kind of boring, too.
Charlie. His name's Charlie.
Oh, okay. The other guy.
That's why I forgot it, because it's so stock.
Yeah. It's just like Jim or Joe. Bob.
Yeah. Charlie has a moment near the end of the film where he goes, I have anger issues. Like, I beat this dude with a 9-iron or something like that. I had a freak out in the office, and that's why...
That's why he lost his old job. He trashed his place with a 9-iron.
And then... Milo has his obsessiveness, and Sarah has her drugs.
Yeah.
Which she relapsed throughout the film.
I never realized that they all had problems of their own. Yeah, just like those kind of problems. Very particular.
Yep. And I think that kind of gives them more of a dimension than other films we've seen this year.
And I think that is
like, usually that's a thing with only the main character.
Yeah.
And maybe the next supporting character. But... when you have the 3 characters that you're following throughout the film and all of them have some kind of dimension to them, it's pretty dang great.
Well, I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I would have never noticed that, and that just makes it better, because it means that they're not following like a trope. Like maybe one of them is gay. It's not like I'm the gay character, you know. That's not it. It's like they just have that. That just makes them more human.
Yeah. Besides, it's legal now.
Yeah.
That was our one fan listening in.
Yeah, he just drove off.
Yeah.
Fuck. But no, that's great that you noticed that. I would have never picked up on that. That's really great. Because, there wasn't like a moment where it's like, oh, I gotta do pills, you know. Well, there was one moment, but that was because she was freaking out.
Yeah.
You know?
This movie has a lot of show and not telling, which I love.
Yeah, we should have written down some examples of that, but...
My favorite one was where he's in the store.
Oh, yeah.
And the cashier's like, cash your credit, fuck boy.
Yeah. No, he doesn't say fuck boy.
Yeah, I wish that. That would have been great. Then the camera pans down, because I guess he can record in this store.
Yeah.
I've been kicked out of everywhere when I want to record something. But
like the ladies' locker room?
Yes. But that's another story for another day.
That's true. Always watching.
And he pans down, and you see like this pile of energy drinks and soda and pills.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, he's clearly trying to stay awake.
Yep.
You know, because now he's paranoid because he can see Slender Man sometimes.
But they never call him anything.
Yeah, the only time he's called anything in this movie is on the back of the DVD, and the mystery of the operator, which is kind of a cool name for him because.
But anybody watching this movie knows
it's Slender Man. He has a white face and he's wearing a suit,
a fancy suit at that.
Which I don't want to question, really, because it's creepy.
If he were any Reservoir Dog, he'd be Mr. White.
Yeah, you know, if you show this movie to someone who's never even heard of Slender Man, this would terrify them.
Probably. Dude, it terrified me.
Yeah, well,
just a wee bit.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of knew what to expect, because Slender Man, you know?
Yeah.
But at the same time, this was well done. This is so well done.
I'm so glad that they kept the horror bits the same as the game and how the original photos of Slender Man originated. He's always in the background, at least, or he scarcely shows up.
Yeah.
This movie, I was saying to you earlier, is a lot like a cross between It Follows and Sinister.
Yeah.
Because he can only attack while some kind of media is going on, like the cameras, but it's constantly following you.
Mm.
No matter where you go. Like, they go from Colombia down to Alabama, over to Colorado.
And just like It Follows, it gets passed on. So if you've seen Slender Man, then it gets passed on. But you can only see him through footage. So, and it even says near the very end of the movie how it started. Someone saw it, and then someone else saw it. And that's when the main characters see these videos.
They see a footage, a tape. They start recording stuff going, oh, I see this thing. And then they start getting marks on their bodies. They start acting weird. They start seeing shit.
Yeah.
And then finally they start killing each other. And
and I think that's why they call him the operator, because he possesses someone marked.
Yeah, there's bits where you see his hands just move ever so subtly, like
a puppeteer.
Yeah, never up like in the air like Carrie shit, but it's always just kind of like a slight flick of the wrist, like
look at the wrist, and then taking him out, which I thought was cool too.
What I didn't realize until the credits rolled was that Doug Jones is in there, and I was kind of telling you who he is.
Yeah.
He's always playing the weird, eccentric creatures, like Pan's Labyrinth. You ever see that?
Was he the Minotaur in that? Not the Minotaur, but the Pan.
The fawn. And he was also the thing with the eyes in his hands. He was Ape Sibian in the Hellboy. He was the Silver Surfer body only. And I'm pretty sure he'll be in fucking Del Toro's movie later this year, Crimson Peak, if there's any creatures at all. Man-sized.
That movie sounds so good.
Oh, I'm so excited.
I know. Del Toro knows what he's doing. Unlike some people, M. Night Shyamalan. But I know we talked about it last episode, but god damn it, man. I want to fucking stab him. Did you know? I don't think I talked about this, because I didn't talk about this on the podcast. But he's going to make a second Airbender movie.
Really?
Mm-hmm. And he says the reason the first one was quote-unquote bad was because he made it for his kids. His kids were like 9 when they watched that show. So he's like, oh, I'm going to make this movie with the mindset of a 9-year-old. I'm not kidding. So he said, if you don't like it, it's because you're not 9 years old. He honestly does not realize his movie was shit.
That's kind of the defense that Robert Rodriguez gave himself when he made
Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah,
but
because he said this is from the mind of my son, Rocket, or whatever the fuck his kid's name is.
It's true, but it's still a shit movie.
Yeah,
I don't know.
The kid's gonna grow up and have to go to therapy because he's just like, my dad decided that he had to make the shittiest kids movie ever.
Because he asked me what was I thinking of right when I woke up after eating a bunch of Cap'n Crunch. You know? Yeah. It's like, all right, kid, what's on your mind? What's on your mind? Quick, tell me. Don't even think. Just give me words. Shark Boy, Lava Girl, Taylor Lautner.
And their trusty sidekick, Stool.
Stool Man.
Shit like that. What's their villain? Mr. Electric, played by George Lopez. Perfect.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of everyone losing their shit over this.
They're just like, fuck George Lopez.
Yeah.
No, please, he's a funny comedian. He just didn't have anything to work with. Come back, Car.
It is funny that the villain in that movie was George Lopez. It is also funny how terrible it is. But anyway.
He overacted because he knew.
I don't think George Lopez can... Well, he can act. He had the Lopez show, right?
Yeah.
George Lopez show. I like that.
That
sitcom.
show was decent.
That was an okay sitcom. I liked his relationship with his friend.
Ernie?
Who lived with his mom. See, you remember the name of the character.
I love that show, dude.
I think that holds some standing then. It has substance. But either way, gosh, I can't remember what we were talking about before.
Fuck, Shyamalan.
Yeah, Shyamalan.
Airbender 2, Shark Boy.
You were talking about the Silver Surfer guy who did the painting.
Doug Jones.
Yeah.
I didn't realize that was him.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm very glad that it is that I know now that it is him. I'm surprised he showed up in this movie. But I'm glad he's getting work.
That's how we got to Shyamalan. Because you talked about Del Toro's upcoming movie.
Oh, yeah.
And
somebody knows what they're doing, but he doesn't.
We should probably cut that out. Just us thinking, like, what the hell are we talking about? Nah, fuck it, we'll keep it all in.
I don't care.
Jesus, who cares? Who cares? Who cares? But this movie blew me away, man. I wouldn't say blew me away, but... Gosh, I don't know.
I will say, for the record, this is probably the best found footage film I've seen.
Me too.
Ever.
Me too. A close one was...
Mockingbird. That was a close one for me. Troll Hunter was also up there. Mr. Jones, I thought was going to be a Slender movie. I thought that was going to be the Slender movie. Seen that. It's good.
What's that one movie that you mentioned earlier? Ghost something?
Grave Encounters.
Grave Encounters. Did we watch that?
We were gonna.
We've never seen it yet, have we?
But the first one wasn't at Hastings, wasn't on Netflix. But the second one is on Netflix. That's right.
We couldn't find it.
And you were like, fuck that shit.
And did we watch the second one?
No. I've seen it, but...
But you told me the premise of it, I think. And I thought it sounded really good.
Yeah, Grave Encounters is basically a ripping and the tearing of Ghost Adventures.
But it actually happens.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's why I want to see
it. They try and fake it. They even bring in a psychic, I feel spirits are tormented here. Blah, 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 going through this whole thing, and then all of a sudden he just opens his eyes and goes, so did you get that? Yeah, that was pretty good.
That's pretty funny.
So they're trying to sell it up like this place is haunted, but then all of a sudden it turns out it is haunted. And they're like, fuck, I didn't sign up for this. And then the second one is this punk-ass kid trying to go and find the original host from the first Grave Encounters. Basically, the only part I liked was when he comes back into the film. Because he's been surviving this whole time in this decrepit place.
Wait, he's been surviving in the haunted place?
Yeah.
That's really weird. Okay.
Eating rats and shit. But he's got this big beard. He's blind in one eye. Got just shaggy mess.
God, that sounds so dumb.
The whole movie was kind of dumb.
Really?
So that was the part where I went, oh shit, I know that guy. And he just goes crazy.
That's so dumb.
Yeah, it's not good. But the first one is decent.
Speaking of little twerps running around with a camera, that's so funny how they make a reference to the video game, the first indie game, at the end of this movie. Because the guy initially, who the main characters are trying to find out the mystery of, he bought a camera from a yard sale from someone. It was really cheap. But I had a video on it, and it was some kid running around a forest following some guy in a suit. And that's hilarious, because that's the video game.
Yeah.
So...
This better not be some kind of pretentious art film.
Yeah, that's what he thought it was. And I thought it would be even funnier if he said, this kid running around was, grabbing paper and shit off of, trees. Yeah. That'd be so funny.
That would have been killer.
Yeah.
I was afraid those notes were going to show up. But they kept it very simple with just a circle and an X through it.
Yeah. Well, the notes hardly made sense in the game.
Yeah, it was just kind of like help me all over the place.
It's like he's watching, and it's like, who's stapling these notes to a tree? Just
when they're running for their lives.
Yeah. Lost dog.
Shit.
Oh man, it doesn't make any sense.
Slender just comes along like, that is not my name. You know?
By the way, for the record, whenever I hear Slenderman, because it's so oversaturated, when I hear Slenderman, I say Slenderman.
Slenderman?
Almost like he's Jewish. Because I've said it so many times.
Would you keep it down? My parents are trying to sleep. I'm leaving.
I just imagine his name is like Saul Slenderman, you know? My name is Saul Slenderman. And he's wearing a suit. He's probably like a tax guy, you know?
I love that.
It makes sense.
Would you like me to do your audit?
And he has like
I'll
a cousin.
do it for a shekel.
A cousin like Slenderberg. His name is Paul. Paul Slenderberg and Saul Slenderman.
Oh my god.
Doesn't Slenderman sound like some kind of like firm, like law firm? Slenderman law firm? Come on.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
That's so great.
Okay, but that's besides the point. This guy's not doing your taxes. This guy is going to kill you.
Yeah. Through the same way Sinister does, Bagul does.
You know, this movie has everything. I just thought of something.
Uh-oh.
There's a dog in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the whole 9 yards, man. Like, you can't...
And yet, the dog dies. They do the
spoiler.
Yeah, sorry. But it's a horror film. There's a dog in it. You know it's going to die.
I don't know. I thought that some dogs don't die in horror movies.
Which one?
You ever watch The Thing?
Dude, so many dogs die. Fuck you. You son of a bitch.
The joke there is that like an entire kennel of dogs get murdered by this thing. So
you son of a bitch.
that's hilarious.
That was great.
Yeah.
No, fucking a dog dies in every movie. The Conjuring, first one to go. Actually, that's the only fucking thing that dies in The Conjuring is a dog.
Really?
Yeah. Not to spoil it or anything.
What was that movie we saw earlier where he chokes a dog?
Death Dream.
Death Dream. Yeah. I always want to call it The Night Andy Came Home.
Yeah.
That's a much better title.
That's my favorite one.
Because Death Dream sounds like...
The Night Andy Came Home. Because The Night He Came Home is the tagline for Halloween.
Yeah, I said that. Yeah, The Night Andy Came Home.
No.
But I mean, like, because when I say Death Dream, I think of some, like, Hellraiser kind of thing. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I just don't think of that movie. So The Night Andy Came Home is more concise.
Or Dead of Night. Or a lot of things.
That would be terrible.
That's all the names.
The Night Andy Came Home would make the most sense. Death Dream is stupid.
Okay.
And the dog died, anyway.
Yeah, all the dogs die. But they all go to heaven, so it's all good.
So let's talk about some high-quality points in this movie. There are jump scares, but...
No big boom sounds.
No booms.
No booms.
But
no loud noises.
I love this. I pointed this out after the first jump scare, and then we just kept noticing that the whole time. Normally there's like a soundtrack or some shit, and when something comes out of you, it goes...
The Gallows was guilty of this.
Yeah.
Where like any loud noises...
It just
happen.
Goes boom.
That's when the jump scare happened.
Yeah, even if it's some guy hitting a big ass drum, just a boom, you know, just some loud noise with the jump scare that shouldn't have any noise, you know. But it didn't happen. It was honestly like you were just kind of watching a film.
Yeah,
like someone's footage. Someone recorded this. Yeah.
Someone just filmed it and went, all right, fuck it.
Yeah, and if it jumps out and scares you, it's because it really happened.
Do we need to edit this? No, fuck it.
Yeah. Well, like there's a part where a dog jumps on the table to get some potato chips, and
part of a growing pup's needs.
And it spooks you, but the only noise that comes out of it is the dog fucking thrashing around on the table because it's knocking shit over. But it's not like
you're just like, God damn it, Marty.
And the volume isn't turned up like crazy. It's not like super loud. It just happens.
Yeah. And then another good thing is they point out when they're going to turn off the cameras, why they're going to turn off the cameras in all this. They give a justifiable reason just about for every time they're filming something and not filming something.
Yeah. So when in fact, some parts that aren't being filmed, that's when they cut to like a security camera footage or something, you know?
Yeah, they end up setting cameras all around the place just to be security.
Yeah. And they don't record everything, you know. There's parts where they go to bed and it's the next day, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, like, days pass during this. You really only see, like, maybe an hour at a time of their life.
Well, yeah, going from Alabama to Colorado by car,
That'd take days.
Yeah, it takes 15 hours to drive from here to San Diego.
I know, that's crazy.
So going fucking that far, that is a day and a half solid of driving.
Yeah.
Easily. Even if you're fucking speeding. Which, speeding's against the law.
Asshole. So, yeah, I think that's a nice touch too. But yeah, that is really cool when they say, like, why don't we just not film it? Because we can only see him when we're, recording. We can only see him through film. And they do, but they find out he's still after them.
Yeah, because the next day the fucking dog dies.
Yeah, whether they film it or not.
They're like, fuck, why didn't you keep the camera on? Because we were trying.
So then that's a really good
Try
reason.
harder, noob.
Because actually that was a question I had before that. I was like, why don't they just stop filming it? Because I'm pretty sure like that's why. But no, it's not. So they just end up filming him anyway because that's the only way they can see him.
Yeah.
So there you go. It's kind of like wear your glasses or don't wear your glasses. The guy's still going to fucking stab you. You know?
You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses.
Yeah, you want to see it or not? You can see it coming if you can, And that's another subtle part where the dog dies, like, and you just see him walking back from a riverbank with like a shovel, and it's like, oh, he buried his dog,
It's a lot of like we said earlier. It's show don't tell.
Yeah, but they don't sit there going like, oh, your dog died, and he's crying. He just sits back in the car and he's like, let's keep going, man. I'm sad, but whatever.
And they go quite like they. Charlie and Sarah end up finding the recordings of Milo stalking them.
Yeah.
And then they get into an argument about it. Shit goes down, and then they go a long time without talking about it, which was a nice little thing, because usually they'll argue during the spook chase.
And then it's like, do you really want like a love triangle misunderstanding thing happening right now? But no, they don't do that. They just show you what is necessary and it's interesting.
It's always during the down times we get any kind of exposition.
Yeah. And by downtime they're probably setting up cameras or stuff is still happening.
Yeah. It's great.
There'll be stuff in the background too, which, oh man, they really use that well. Because like Slenderman's, like you said, his forte is to be in the background.
Yeah, he's one of those, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Did you see him? And then the person next to you is like, no, what?
And
rewind that.
Yeah, and
I think
fantastic.
we rewound this movie like 6 times.
Yeah, we did. We stopped this movie and went back and played it. No one in the movie was go like, oh my god, what was that? No. You just either see him or you don't.
Yeah, if they caught him, hooray. If they didn't, well, we saw him, so it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't react to it. Exactly. Shit.
This is one of those movies like where you look at your friend or whoever you're with and just go, did you see that?
Yeah. Where's Waldo?
And yeah, it's the way it's
Where's Waldo Slenderman?
Where's Waldo Slenderman? Waldo's not really anyway. Not really a Jewish name, but
favorite scene?
In this movie? Gosh, I
don't want to spoil too much of this movie.
Oh my god, this is so good. Anything with
and there's also not a lot of stuff to talk about. I know. Actually, there is another bit that I really want to highlight, but it's not my favorite scene.
Yeah.
Their investigation of the Pryor family that was experiencing this shit.
Yeah.
They move out to Colorado, or I guess they come back to Colorado.
Yeah.
Wherever they're in Colorado, the operator.
Yeah.
Slender.
Ooh, spooky.
Makes the dad go Jack Torrance and kill their daughter. Yeah. Smother her with a pillow, which was a great death scene in itself. Yeah. And then the mom comes and kills him after pushing him down the stairs and after he tried choking her. And then she decides to burn down the house.
Yeah.
And then we end up seeing her later, but it's not, like you had said, it was cliched that she was like singing. Like,
yeah, that was so dumb.
Whatever. But what I thought was great was that she didn't fully turn around to reveal anything. She mostly kept her back to the camera until right at the end of the little interview.
Yeah,
she just kind of turns her head.
Just
and
slightly.
You see this big old burn, and you're just like, oh, fuck. Like, the whole time I'm sitting there going, oh, shit.
She's burnt to a crisp. She looks like bacon. But she doesn't really like show...
Sissa got roasted.
Yeah. And
then right at the end when she starts freaking out, that's when you see how bad it is.
Yeah. But that was honestly the only part I was rolling my eyes at. And
just because of the whole...
Yeah, it's like, of course she's crazy. She's singing to herself in a corner. Wow, that's so dumb. Haven't seen that before,
Could have just had her just sit there, monotone, like you saw it too.
Yeah. I mean, the guy that when they walk in there is like, have you seen him? Who?
The man who's not there.
No, I haven't seen him. That's because he's not there. You can't see him. And it's like, oh, that psychopath has got you, bitch. But Anyway, you were asking me what my favorite scene was, and I think I figured it out. It's during because the whole time. By the way, I love that they do have a reason to investigate these people because they are reporters. And they found something.
It's in their blood.
Yeah, so
they can't help it.
Exactly. And they're reviewing one of the tapes, and it's almost one of the clearer ones where it shows Slender Man out by a tree. And the guy's recording it, and he's like, "You see it? You see him out there?" And his wife she thinks he's crazy because a few videos ago she was talking about how crazy he is, and and she's scared for him. And then she's like, "This again, the man out there. There's no one there." And he's like, "No, he's right by the tree. Look through the camera." And she's like, "Fine." And she looks through the camera and sees him.
Oh my god!
And then the sound of like her horror is like awesome because it's like she realizes, "Holy shit." He's not making stuff up, and she looks away from the camera, and he's gone. She only seen through the camera,
and then he teleports on him.
And then she's like, "Holy shit,
whatever.
You're right," and like that's really satisfying too when someone when you're on the side of the crazy. And
I'm not crazy. You institutionalize. I'm not crazy.
It's kind of like Sinister when no one believes him about the tapes and shit.
Yeah, only Deputy believes him.
Yeah, but then when stuff actually gets discovered, don't make that face.
Yeah, your Deputy face is great.
You're just like, yes, someone else believes him.
Yeah. My favorite scene is when Milo comes back from Charlie or Sarah's place. Like, please, I don't want us to go home, whatever. But then he does come home, and the dog's barking at this shit, and he's like doing this sad whining.
Yeah.
Like, I hate hearing dogs whine like that. Very I don't know what I should be making kind of noise.
Yeah.
And then he slowly rounds the corner, and I'm just sitting there going, oh shit, I actually feel really tense.
Yeah, it's really scary.
And then there's nothing. And then he's just like, hello? You know who the fuck's in your house, man.
Or do you?
And then he looks up the way. You hear kind of a... And then nothing. He still goes up again. Nothing again. And I'm just sitting there going, holy fuck, just show me something, please.
Yeah.
I'm gonna lose my mind.
And it turns out to be fuckboy.
Yeah.
But...
What a dickhead.
Yeah. And also there's bits where there is comic relief in the movie, but it's done so well. When he opens up a door and it's like a mirror and he scares himself.
Yeah, that was a good one
and
too.
He's like, "Oh, hello, Milo. How you doing? I'm fine. How are you?" Talking to himself in the mirror. And then he goes over to the closet and he's like, "There's no need to open up the closet. It's just full of coats." And it's like,
oh shit.
It's like, okay, all right.
There is smart fucking dialogue in this movie.
It's like it's self-aware.
It's beautiful. You
could believe these people. There was never a moment where I'm like, oh, great, of course, run into the woods, that's how you get killed, Yeah. It's all just like, yeah, I do that. Yeah. There's no way to prevent this, Yeah, it's something I do.
Worst scene?
Worst scene, in my opinion, was probably the Saint Asylum scene.
Okay, where she's doing the lullaby shit, or the whole thing.
What did they even get from that, anyway? The only thing that they probably get from that is the fact that she doesn't have the mark on her anymore. And that gives Milo an idea, but it doesn't work later on. And I'm not going to spoil that.
Yeah, she says something like, my husband died, that's when he went away.
Mm-hmm.
And then he goes, oh, that's how we do it.
But it turns out that's not entirely true.
That doesn't help at all.
Maybe that is, in a way, but the way they go about it didn't work. But it's really the only scene I could think of where they didn't really learn too much.
They learned just enough.
They learned just enough, and that's fine, because there wasn't really a scene that was, wasted in this movie.
No.
They used its time very well, but she is singing in a corner, the cliche, I'm crazy, I'm
so crazy.
Yeah.
I'm so witty and gay.
Exactly. I don't know, that was dumb. Only cliche in there. I don't know, what was your best scene, worst scene? Do you have a best scene?
The best scene was the hallway bit.
Oh yeah, the very tense part. Yeah.
Worst scene. I think I'd have to go with that same spot actually.
Yeah.
Because I didn't need that.
You know what I would do? Rip this movie onto a digital format, and then just mute that part where she's singing. Because no one's really saying anything when she's singing.
And it wouldn't be too out of character either, because this movie mutes itself every once in a while because of the defects in the electronics.
Yeah, which is cool. That's the one thing. The only thing I noticed about that is, the one point their flashlight is flickering.
That is not a thing.
That's not an electronic, really. I mean, unless like Slender Man's like getting inside there and like jiggling the batteries, you know, that's not
just tease it a little bit.
That wouldn't flicker the light. But I mean, maybe the bulb in the light flashlight.
Oh wait,
like electrical surges, like maybe making the filament freak out. Other than that, I really don't know.
Yeah,
because it kind of warps. Like maybe Slenderman's sitting behind there with a fucking laptop with like
dude, he
went Adobe Premiere.
Yeah, he's like he went to fucking AV club.
Yeah,
he was that dork in class.
He's got a scholarship to Full Sail.
Oh my god,
editing that shit.
He's like, this will give me all the pussy.
It's so strange. I noticed we didn't talk a lot about the movie itself. But
it's a very simple plot.
Yeah, but actually, I'd say if you try to explain to someone, it gets a little complicated.
It's a fucking ghost hunt
because they follow. They have a story on.
I really don't want to spoil too much about it.
Yeah.
Either I really think it's a tremendous film.
Yeah.
A tremendous little jewel that should have been in the fucking theaters instead of the Lazarus Effect
or anything really. But think about this: if you try to outline the plot here, think about it. Like, okay, team of reporters. They do a program on.
They happen upon an empty house.
Well, they're doing a story about home foreclosure, and then they find a house that looked like someone just left it like in the middle of something, like their homework on the table half finished, like food out, Then they find some tapes. They see some things in the tapes, and they start trying to figure out what the person in the tape was.
And then somebody calls them and says 7 days. No, not really.
it goes all over the place once they find the tapes. Because now the mystery is about
spooky
the tapes.
shit starts happening. So then they go, okay, well we need to find out more. But the more you find out, the worse it gets for you.
And I think that's the back of the DVD did that perfectly, because that's exactly where they stop talking about what happened. Because they just say they discover a box of videotapes, and sensing a story, they decide to take them back to the studio. And the mystery ensues. And that's pretty much it. It's like, after that, it's just one wild fucking ride,
Mr. Toad's wild. Mr. Bones is wild ride.
The ride never ends, Derek.
No.
So, what would you give this movie, Derek, out of 10 spooks?
9. I really do. It's so good. It might sound crazy to other people, but I like it a lot. Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to stand by it. 9. Yeah.
Aren't you gonna ask me?
What do you give it out of 10 spooks?
A 9.
Oh,
I will easily watch this again.
Oh yeah, you're always gonna be up to watch it again.
I will watch this again right now.
Oh my god,
I'm dead serious. Right now, we just saw the movie. I'll watch it again. This was a good movie, man.
You know what I think is the thing that beats this over It Follows?
What's that? Well, a lot of things, honestly. It Follows is
all the characters are fully fleshed.
Yeah.
Or a lot more flesh than fucking just Jay and Paul in that movie.
It Follows is good for what it is. It's a little too long, though.
Yeah.
I think this movie never wastes a second. They're either in an entirely different place, they're either doing something entirely differently, they're either fighting Slenderman, they're either fighting themselves. And the dull moments are filled with plot, with character development, even if it's like a few sentences. Dude, there's nothing wasted in this movie. I don't know. It's just such a... how long is it? 91 minutes long.
That's...
an hour and a half, man.
Yeah, that's short compared to other films out right now.
So they really had to pack this shit full of good stuff, man. And they did. This is the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup of movies.
And this comes from a fucking web series.
Yeah, this is a Slenderman. This is the Slenderman movie, guys. What the fuck? Okay, if we're making this movie good, then why the hell do we have movies like The Visit?
Or The Gallows?
That makes me so upset. Oh my god. What was the budget for this movie? Do you know?
No, fucking no. I'll look it up.
I'm gonna say low.
I'll use it as our final thoughts.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Well, do you want to hear my final thoughts while you're looking that up?
Yes.
My final thoughts are that you need to watch this movie. And I'm not only are we going to upload this to the GBB page on Facebook, but I think I'm going to share this on my timeline. I'm just going to tell people about this movie. I'm going to ask them if they've seen this. I know they haven't. I'm genuinely going to ask them. Did you buy this movie at
Walmart?
You bought this at Walmart? Really?
Yeah.
How much was it?
Like $10.
Dude, that's worth it. This is so worth $10. Are you kidding me? This other movie you bought was like $12.
Dude, this fucking movie doesn't even have a fucking Wikipedia page.
Of course it wouldn't. It's so indie.
It hurts.
I don't know, man. But you know what? I guarantee it is nowhere near the millions.
Oh, no. If it's $1 million, I'd be shocked.
Like 1 million?
Yeah.
Yeah, really. I believe this movie is,
I believe most of the budget probably went to Doug Jones being in the movie.
Yeah.
Easily.
I don't know. It's so weird. I'd say a lot of the money was on locations. Because they filmed this in so many different places. And that's so cool that they're constantly running. But they're not running. Because they assume that it's not going to be able to follow them there, you know? But then when it does, that's when they get even more terrified. There's just so many good little things with this movie. I don't know, Derek. Other than budget, what are your final thoughts on this?
My final thoughts, such a sweet surprise to come across. When I first picked it up, I went, oh, this is the movie I've been hearing about forever.
Is anyone talking about this movie?
The fact that I've heard nothing about it ever since it came out, I was like, oh god, this movie's probably garbage.
Well, you know what? I think I made fun of it before we even watched it. As I was putting in the Blu-ray player, I was just like, wow, this is going to be...
Yeah, we were sitting there going, it's gonna suck.
Fucking Slender Man movie, what the hell? I was honestly expecting, like, dudes running around the woods.
Yeah.
What are you trying to find?
Can't find any budget on it. So let's just say less than $1 million.
Yeah, I believe it, honestly.
Easily.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah. Go and fucking buy this, or just come to us if you know us personally.
Yeah.
Come and borrow it from me.
Seriously.
We will sit down and watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, we're being vague for good reasons, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like we haven't really talked too much about the details in this movie, but there's no need to, you know? It's just...
That's the beauty of it. You find out for yourself.
This is one of those movies that's just fun to watch, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's not like a few elements here and there, or you have to see it because, you know, everyone else has and you haven't, or something. This is one of those movies where, like, I don't know. It's going to be so much different than what you've seen before. You're gonna get a nice little treat out of this.
It's like, fuck you, I ain't having that shit.
Oh, it's also scary without being, like...
In your face.
Yeah, which is something I really love, you know. I love the thematic parts of cinema, where it's just, like, the creepy instead of the scary.
Yeah.
Or, dare I say, spooky. Nothing's jumping out at you and saying, boo, I'm the Slender Man. Fuck you, bitch.
Well, he has no mouth.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of parts where, you know, just like the title, Always Watching, he's just standing there. Menacingly. And that is brilliant because what do if you see Slender Man just standing in your doorway? Do you approach him? Should you move? Do you just stare back?
I'd tell him to get me some juice because I want some juice.
Oh my goodness.
Well,
with that,
next week will possibly be a double feature if I can make Cody watch this shit, whether he likes it or not. It's going to be Goodnight Mommy.
Yes.
This foreign film that I found out about 2 weeks ago.
This
is coming out on September 11th.
9/11.
So we should never forget.
Yeah.
We won't forget it. And also The Fucking Visit.
The Visit. The M. Night Shyamalan movie that I hate to even bring up. You know what I realized, Derek?
But we've done it two episodes in a row.
If we do a 9/11 special, 2 movies on 9/11, Derek, come on. Didn't you see something wrong with that?
It'd be wrong if we didn't.
Well, which one will go down first?
Oh, The Visit. Just so we can really tear it an asshole.
That'll be tower number 2.
Oh, god damn it.
I'm sorry.
Oh, we're the worst.
Anyway, join us next week where we're going to watch both of those movies in theaters, and check out Facebook because we will be watching it on the opening night. So we'll post links of the times we're going to watch it, the theater we're going to watch it. So stay tuned for that if you want to join us because we'd love to have you there. So stay tuned for next week.
Whether Cody wants it or not. And whether you like it or not.
Bye, everybody.